You're up against a attitude that has been learned from very young childhood and reinforced throughout formative years. And any attitude that has those characteristics is very difficult to root out, very difficult to change as an adult. And off the back of the previous video, let's talk very briefly about what can you do when you are in an abusive relationship. How can you make your situation better? I think it's a burning question that most people would ask in this situation, and like usual, they would be looking for the magic wand, the magic solution, the one attitude that they would have that would make things better. Let me start right off the bat with some expectation management. Whatever choice you make with regards to attitude inside an abusive relationship, it's going to be a struggle, and it's no guarantee that it will get better. And in fact, as far as I understand it, the vast majority of abusers never really become non-abusive in their lifetime, for several reasons. Number one is what you're up against. You're up against a attitude that has been learned from very young childhood and reinforced throughout formative years. And any attitude that has those characteristics is very difficult to root out, very difficult to change as an adult. Think about some of the attitudes that you've learned when you were a child and you wish you could change it, but you find them tremendously difficult to do so if you're aware of them. That's the first reason. The second reason is because they get tremendous benefits from being abusive. They don't really know any other way of being, and they reap resources from their environment, from their loved ones, for being abusive. My father got to do a sort of business idea immediately after the revolution. He didn't really like working for other people. Commendable, I would say, but then the business never really got off the ground, so it was on and off, and it still is for many, many years. If he did make money, he spent them how he chose, not necessarily in the house. So as a result, we didn't really have a lot of money growing up, because my mother, from her salary, was running the household. Fortunately, they barely had enough money to send me to university. Thank God for that. But where was I? Why don't abusers change? There's a deep chasm between being abusive and non-abusive, because to really change, it's to change a core attitude, to start respecting a person, your partner, that you never really respected to begin with, to account for all the suffering you've caused throughout your life, to respect the fact that people may not want to have anything to do with you because of the suffering you've caused. It's a very large chasm to cross, and the vast majority of people don't cross it. The few people that do cross it are the ones that have no choice, that face pressure, compound pressure from partner, loved ones, and society to change. That almost never happens, because an abuser most likely surrounds himself with people who support directly or indirectly his abuse, and isolates his victim from sources of support. What can you do to make your situation better? You know, I described the problem, and we're in the noisy stretch here, so I'm gonna leave it here and pick it up, I think, tomorrow, and with a few points of what I've seen people do to improve their situation inside an abusive relationship, if they decide to stay and if they decide to leave.